Good evening. My name is Pedro. I'm a student at UTS conducting a market research study on retail shopping. The purpose of this interview is to understand the habits and preferences of retail shoppers in order to gain some insight as far as how the experience could be improved. There are no right or wrong answers, first of all. Everything you tell us is very important to us. This interview will be recorded, so as not to lose any details when analyzing the information. The information you provide us is absolutely confidential, and only the consolidated results of all the interviews will be shown. Okay?
Perfect.
Fine. So, first off, I'd like to talk about your retail shopping habits. So, how often do you find yourself retail shopping for clothes?
I have to say I rarely go shopping, so I shop for clothes maybe once every 6 months. If it's for sporting clothes, maybe once every 3 months.
Okay. And so why do you go shopping for sporting garments at a higher rate than you do with other clothes?
Normally because I wear them out more quickly because I use them every day. So I just find that they get worn off more quickly than the rest of clothes.
Great. Okay, so when you go out to buy these clothes, do you have a preferred medium for shopping? Do you enjoy online shopping or in-store shopping better?
In general, I go in-store shopping, mainly because I can try the clothes on, especially for sports ones. I go online shopping whenever there is promotion, so something like Black Friday, with big discounts. Otherwise, I like to have a look at the materials, check the size, etc.
So, if you were to put it on a ratio, how many times you go shopping online versus how many times in stores?
90% in stores, 10% online.
And that 10% is basically because of a promotion?
Yeah.
Exclusively because of a promotion?
In general, yes.
Alright. Okay, so let's talk about online shopping first. What do you like about that medium when you do go online? I know it's only 10% of the time, but what do you like about that medium? What are some positive attributes?
No queues to pay.
That's good.
Pretty easy, and they send it to wherever you ask them. And they have an easy return policy in general.
Oh, that's good.
So you don't have to go anywhere to return your stuff. They just come home to pick it up.
Great. And I'm sorry to repeat myself, but so you said promotions are the only activity, the only source of motivation for you to go online and actually buy stuff.
Yes.
Okay. And as far as physical in-store shopping goes, what do you like about this medium?
So I like the fact that I can try the clothes on, and also check the material sometimes. Sometimes I may find things that I wasn't really looking for. Sometimes when you go online shopping, you're very focused on what you want to find. Whereas if you're wandering around the shop, you might just get something that you might need, you weren't thinking about getting, but it's nice.
Is that something positive for you?
For me, it is. It's not very rational, but
Good.
Sometimes you just find something and you're like, oh, pleasant surprise.
Pleasant surprise. So the motivation behind going shopping in stores is pretty varied for what I see. It can be to keep up with the latest trends, to find something new.
Normally it's because my clothes are older, or I can wear them to work anymore because they look quite old, or like they might have some maybe hole in it or something, so I just need something new. Normally I don't really care about new trends. I don't mind wearing clothes from different seasons, so it's mainly out of necessity.
Okay. And what about promotions that you see not in a digital medium, but for example, if you're walking past a store and you see this big sign, would that draw you in as it draws you into the online medium?
Probably. Maybe.
Okay. So, let's talk about some brand perception and brand awareness. Do you have a preferred clothing store that you like? That you go to when it comes to retail shopping, the clothes retail shopping?
Yeah, in general it's Zara.
Zara. And why is it your favorite? did? Can you think of any reasons?
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel attached to it. I've always shopped there. It's normally available.
Right.
It's fine, and then the apparel in general is like quite mainstream. Like nothing very out of like the boundaries of like fashions. You can find like very normal clothes. Like I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question on that. So, limited edition or exclusive products are not like a plus for you.
No.
You don't see any value in that.
No.
Great to know that. So your love for Zara, your preference for Zara is rooted in a love for the brand, and you mentioned, how close or how easy to reach a Zara always is.
Yes.
Is there something else that attracts you about Zara other than the
in general, the average price is
Pricing.
lower than for other Australian brands.
That's great. So again, you would consider yourself to be on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
How price sensitive will you be when you go clothes retail shopping? 10 being the highest.
7 or 8.
7 or 8. So it really means.
Yeah.
Okay, and you already answered what sort of clothes you expect to find in that store. So moving on, are you aware of this, particular clothing store, Zara, incurring in any best practices or ethical behavior that you know?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think. I know that other smaller brands are really vocal about it, and sometimes, like if I'm walking past the street and I see like a particular store that has given, like you buy shoes and then we put the money on the shoes and we send it to somewhere like Kids in Need, then I'll buy it there, like on the spot. But I don't go to Zara because of their practices, like ethical practices.
And if they were more vocal about them, or if they actually, if they realize that they're not incurring any best practices, I'm not saying that they don't, but if they realize that and they started being more vocal about it, would that add value to your experience?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Can you think of any, you mentioned one in which money goes to kids, but do you have any specific examples of, I don't know, maybe brands or the means by which brands are more ethical? So it can be either a brand that is very ethical, has nice ethical practices that you value, or the actual practices that you have seen.
Yeah, so for example, when I was living in Spain, and I was buying clothes for like as presents for Christmas, I would always go to Intermon Oxfam because I know it's like fair trade clothing, so you know that whoever like what you're buying, the person doing it, normally in third world countries, received a fair wage for it. So that's one. And then I know there's a brand for shoes that
Toms.
Huh?
Toms?
Yes, Toms. That you buy shoes and then they send shoes to kids or in need.
Okay, great. And can you please name any other clothing retail stores that you're aware of here in Australia?
Yeah, it's Myer and the Iconic.
The Iconic. I'll ask you a few names and you tell me if they resound. Cotton On.
Yes.
Sort of?
Kind of. Never shopped there.
Okay. JJ's.
No.
Give me 1 second. Annex. Double N. Please, you cannot tell them.
No, sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
Spent little time in Australia.
That's perfect. I'll keep going. Okay, so the ones you did mention that you were aware of, for example, Myer, for example, any other competitor that you think of Zara, where do they fall short? How come they come second to Zara? What is Zara doing better than them?
It's probably very rational because I've never really entered to shop in these places. I just know like Zara is an experience that I've gone through many times in my home country, so I know the sort of thing that I will find if I go to a shop here. So I don't really need to like think really about what I'm going to buy. I just sort of already have an idea of the kind of like the range of clothes that I'm going to find there. So it's just like more easier for me in a lazy way probably.
Okay.
I just know what I'm going to find, and it's reliable, quality is average, but good enough for work. They have a good range of work.
Well, thank you. Before we finish, I would just like to do this role-playing exercise with you. So if you wouldn't mind, it's actually not role-playing because we're not going to be having roles each, but I would like you to walk me through the most detailed, shopping experience that you do on a regular basis. So from the moment you walk in Zara or any other retailer of your choice, to the moment you find something you like, maybe try it on or whatever, we'll see, and then you walk out with it. Can you describe all the basic steps and elements that go into that?
Yes. So I'll go in the store and first have a look around, like check what like the area for work wear versus casual. And normally I go clockwise. I give a circle to have like a view of the entire store. And normally they only let you in with 5 pieces of clothes to the or to the changing room. So I start picking things up, check for the size, like just through it, and then depending on how many things I have, just like start picking and choosing what I really like versus things that I just took because they looked okay, and then I only try on those 5. The others put me in the cart, then probably just take one of them, just go to the changing room, fitting room, try it, see how it fits, and leave the stuff in the changing rooms and go pay. And I normally, I look at everything they have right by the counter.
Okay.
That's like for impulse buying,
at the very end, yeah.
Like the lipsticks, sunglasses, the bags, whatever. I never take them. I just check them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's good.
And pay.
So I'm gonna go over it and maybe ask, I'll ask about some elements that I identified that you didn't identify or mention, and maybe ask if you forgot about them or do they actually mean something to you and add value to your experience that you forgot about.
Okay.
So for example, you said you walked in. Are you ever greeted at the door? Does somebody ever come up to you and say, hey, welcome to X or Y retailer?
Normally, no.
Will that add to the experience? Would that be something you value?
I don't think so.
So then you mentioned how you identify where the work clothes are, the casual clothes are. Do signs play a role here? Like if you see it's the second level work clothes and first level outdoors, do you know where you want to go, or do you just do like a general sweep of the store anyways?
It's general sweep.
So you'd see everything.
Yeah.
Regardless.
For Zara in general, they don't differ. Like they don't have anything that suggests that it's casual or work. It's just people normally know the kind for the apparel that it is. And I think in general it's pretty standardized. If you go to a Zara shop, the part on the right tends to be like work clothes, I think. And normally I know that when I'm looking for work clothes, I always look right, and it's pretty much the same in every Zara.
And that's something you appreciate.
Yeah, it's just easier to check it out.
I'll ask about some possible pain points later. But what about you mentioned the accessories at the very end? Not just something you do for fun, checking them out. Would you ever actually take a look through them or skim through them, considering the possibility of buying, or are they just something you immediately go in?
Yeah, no. I just buy. I generally don't like the process of buying,
Okay.
so I just take what I need and go.
Okay. So lastly, this is to finish the interview. There are a few pain points